Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God, back with you with the next video in my Daily Diary series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to read you a chapter from the Bible. Today it will be the second book of Moses called Exodus, chapter 17. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin, after their journeys according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses, and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses, and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt, to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel, and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river, take in thine hand, and go. Behold, I will stand before thee upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the people Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not? Then came Amalek, and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose us out men, and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with the rod of God in mine hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses and Aaron and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands. The one on the one side, and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar, and he called the name of it Jehovah Nissi, for he said, Because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Now, as I learn more about the Old Testament, this is absolutely fascinating. I'm going to go ahead and do research on this chapter here, because this is an excellent opportunity to learn more about the Bible. Okay, so first and foremost, again, the people complaining to Moses about the water, and then Moses telling God that they might stone him. I mean, I can only imagine this must have been pretty frustrating for Moses, because he really wanted to take care of everything for his people, but they're very impatient, and that's something that is a constant theme in the so far with these, because in the last, I think, 3 or 4 chapters, I believe there are 3 references now of the children of Israel being mad at Moses and Aaron because they're not getting some sort of immediate result for their need. So that's tough. That is what it is. The next one is this. Yeah, so God brings victory. So Amalek came and fought with Israel and Rephidim. And of course, Moses tells Joshua to go out. And so Amalek is the grandson of Esau. That's really fascinating. So he's the Amalekites. And that's why it says here, for he said, Because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. The Israelites and Amalekites will not be friends from generation to generation. Now, what I want to know is, who is the Joshua in chapter 17, in Exodus 17? Is this Joshua the son of Nun? Yeah, that's exactly what I want to know. the Encyclopedia Britannica. Not. I think this is Joshua the son of Nun. Yeah, so he's there in Exodus 17. Yeah, he's there for sure. Joshua is there. Yeah. He's the son of Nun. Beautiful. So this is really cool because eventually, the Spirit of God Lord Naren will fight alongside Joshua son of Nun in the conquest of Canaan after Moses' death. And this is really amazing because this is the first reference I see to Joshua. And Moses immediately sees his fighting prowess. As he says to Joshua and in Exodus 17:9, and Moses said unto Joshua, choose us out men, and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in mine hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to, and this is really fascinating, that Moses chooses to use his prophetic abilities over physical abilities. And it says, and it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. Then this is costing Moses energy, because then it says, but Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him. And he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side and the other on the other, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. So Moses is so tired from using his prophetic powers or whatever it is. It's actually unclear what powers Moses is using, but he says he will go up to the top with the rod of God in his hand, and so he must be channeling something, right? Yeah. Well, this is exactly like. Okay, I'm not gonna listen to other people's interpretation because typically the source that I have doesn't have much I typically read from Bible Ref, and they don't have their own explanation of this chapter, so it's really cool to just learn about it right now. So he says, but Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon, and Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on one side and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. So Aaron and Hur take care of Moses such that he can continue to hold up the rod of God in his hand. And that is actually what, and it says, and Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. I want to read a different translation, please, of Exodus 17:13, so I can understand what the heck that means. I mean, I think it means defeated, but I am not going to jump to a conclusion of what the exact translation is. And Joshua overcame. Yeah, overcame is a beautiful word there. Joshua defeated, he broke the power of Amalek. He disabled Amalek. He routed Amalek. The point is he won the battle against the Amalekites. And the Lord said to Moses, write this down, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Wow, and I actually have no idea where the Amalekites are today. So many of these tribes, they are... I really don't know. If you look at the history of the Canaanites, if you Google Canaanites, probably the most known civilization that was in a conflict with the Israelites. How long were the Canaanites? I'm just I'm not sure. Like I really like don't know what happened to these individual tribes, but it's definitely really fascinating because uh, this language is unmistakable. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So very fascinating stuff. And with that, I'll go ahead and end the Bible reading there for today. And now I will transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dive video. Cool. Alright. So, since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I worked at my core, I worked at my chest. I uploaded and published my core workout video. I uploaded and published my chest workout video. I created 6 Darkest Dungeon videos, which I will upload and schedule. I worked my software developer job. I've created this video, and I will upload and publish it. And with no further achievements since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.